Hello. Well, it's July and it's rather windy, and I'm on the banks of the River Avon just below Fordingbridge, and I've given up the fly rod today, and I'm going to do some trotting with maggots, and let's see if I have a bit more luck than I do with the fly here. Okay, let's see how we get on. Now, before I do some long trotting in the faster water, this first pool is quite slack, and I think I'm going to have a little try here first. Now, I've got 13-foot rod, and I've got a centre pin reel. First time I ever used one was last year, and I've got 6-pound line on. Now, I've got a dark float. Not sure it's right, but at least I can see it in the water better than the clear ones. Now I'm trying to get used to the centre pin reel again. As you can see, I'm not that experienced with it, but I do like it. But I think the wind is affecting. It's not affecting the casting, it's affecting the line as it takes back onto the reel. It's just sort of blowing it off the spool slightly, so when I rewind it sort of tangles up a little bit. There's lots of cattle on the other bank. The swans don't seem to be too bothered. This might be a reasonable spot to give it a try. Now I'm throwing in a few maggots every now and again, and I'm definitely getting used to the reel again now, but that wind does bother me slightly. It probably comes from inexperience. It's very pleasant trotting a float down and using these maggots. Well, I've stopped for lunch, and I'm very pleased I've got this seat with a backrest, because after a bit of casting your back starts to ache, and it's really nice to have a seat that I can lean back in. Coarse fishing, you do have to carry a lot more gear, and I've cut it down to a very minimum. I haven't been ground baiting or anything like that. I've just been throwing a few maggots in. I've had no luck whatsoever, but it's very pleasant here. The swans don't seem to be bothered by me, and they're just drifting up and down, and the cattle in the fields opposite are sort of wandering around. Everything is very peaceful. There's cattle on this side. The Avon has lost its really fast flow, but it's still very full, just like all chalk streams. They're full right up to the edges of the bank, but it's lost its really dynamic flow that you got in the winter and the early spring after the heavy rain. It's very, very pleasant indeed. It would be nice to feel a fish, but I'm not too bothered. Not at this stage. I shall have a drink of coffee, finish my sandwiches, and then I shall start fishing again. Now you can hear that wind. It is quite strong, but there's a little bit of sunshine coming through, and it's very pleasant here, just watching that reel gradually unwind as the float goes down. And I must admit, I do love these swans. I think we take them for granted rather, but they are, all fishermen see these swans, and sometimes they're a nuisance to people, but they are beautiful birds, and They're so graceful, and they've got a sort of a superior character as they drift along, and I do like to see them. I've counted about 25 on this stretch of river. They seem to be in sort of two little groups. Well, if you enjoyed this short video, please click a like and maybe subscribe. I did do a little bit of ledgering in the afternoon, but I still had no luck. But it's lovely being here, and look at these lovely English longhorn cattle. Anyway, goodbye for now.